Today, we're using After Effects to create motion graphics templates. Motion graphics means pretty animated text, and a template means that you can make one thing and then add new text into it for whenever you need it. So I'll be making a motion graphics template for a title sequence. You know, all of those introductions of your favorite characters before a TV show? And my motion graphics will look something like this. We'll then take our motion graphics templates into Premiere to create an actual title sequence. The first step when you open After Effects is to create a new composition. I'm going to name mine Graphics Template. The next step is to create a new layer, a text layer, using Layer New Text. Then start typing. I'm going to say starring actor name because we're creating a title sequence. Now you can duplicate that layer by hitting Command D. Now you have a second starring layer, and let's change that word to actor name. There you go, you have two text layers. Now 20 seconds seemed a little long, so let's shorten those layers to say 6 seconds. And let's make actor name come in a little bit later. The next thing we want to do is animate our layers to make them appear to move on screen. We do that by finding the transform effect, the position effect, and turning on keyframes by clicking the little stopwatch next to it. And then you can add a keyframe by clicking the blue dot. A keyframe just says exactly where a given object will be at a certain point in time, or exactly how an effect is described. So our first keyframe, let's start it with a position off screen. And our second keyframe will be back where we started. So now it looks like it gets animated and starts sliding on screen. Yay, animation! Let's do the same thing for actor name, using the stopwatch and creating new position keyframes. And now let's see how it looks. There you go, perfect. Now, let's add a layer behind it by using Layer, New, Shape Layer. And I want a rounded rectangle behind mine so that you can actually read the words starring even when it's against, say, a lighter background. Let's Command D and create a second shape layer, and let's make this rounded rectangle pink instead. But our rounded rectangles aren't moving, so it might look kind of weird because our text is animated, but the rectangle isn't. Okay, I mean, actually that's kind of cool, but let's use parent and child layers to make our pink rectangle and our blue rectangle follow the starring and actor name text. So you see this parent link next to pink rectangle? Let's link it to actor name. And then same thing, parent link for blue rectangle, let's link it to starring. And prepare to be amazed. Now let's add effects using the Effects panel. You can find it by going to Window, Effects. I want to go under the Transition menu and apply CC Twister to the pink rectangle. Now we can keyframe CC Twister just like we keyframed Position. I like to start it at 0 completion and then end it at 100% completion because it makes the rectangle look like it's made a full flip. Now let's add a Venetian blinds transition to the blue rectangle. I like to start it at 0, go to 100, and go back to 0, so that requires 3 keyframes. But you can do your effects however you want. Now, let's see how it looks. Okay, I think that's pretty perfect, so now what we'll want to do is save this as a template using the Essential Graphics window. So in Essential Graphics, you're able to select a composition, we named ours Graphic Template, and then you can drag and drop different controls from your After Effects composition into the Essential Graphics panel. So each effect that you drag and drop will be fully editable in Premiere. I definitely want to be able to edit the text in actor name to say whatever the name of the actor is. So I'll drag and drop source text up to the Essential Graphics panel. Also, I would like to be able to change the scale of my text, so I'll drag and drop scale into Essential Graphics so it will be fully editable in Premiere. Let's do the same thing for starring. We'll want to drag and drop the text here, source text, also the scale of the text. And then for our rectangles, we might want to consider allowing the size of the rectangle to change. So you could make it bigger and smaller. You could also change the position in Premiere. That way, if you had longer text, you could move it accordingly. Now, the main thing to remember here is that only the things that you're dragging and dropping from your composition into the Essential Graphics panel will actually be editable in Premiere. So let's look through one more time and make sure everything like source, text, and scale that we might want to change is on this list. Let's rename it. I'll name it Super Cool Title Sequence. And now let's export it. And yes, I want to save. So I like to save mine to the local templates folder and hit OK. Now let's see what it looks like inside Premiere. So I've already brought in a little bit of actor footage, and all that I need to do is add the template on top of it. So just go to Essential Graphics in Premiere and drag and drop your Super Cool Title Sequence, which automatically loads into the graphics. So now I can see starring actor name inside my Premiere project. Let's edit that using the Essential Graphics panel and change actor name and starring text. Notice how everything we dragged and dropped into the Essential Graphics panel in After Effects is editable here. So I can change actor name to Carly, or I could change starring to co-starring. I also can change the position and the sizes of the rectangles. To create a full title sequence, you just need footage of every actor, and then you could copy and paste your motion graphics template, and then just write a new name for each actor, and voila! You have a title sequence. Now, this is the title sequence that I made using the templates we created in After Effects. And congratulations! We made a title sequence!